Welcome back to the Weird and Proud podcast. It's Sam and James. What?
James.
That was probably so obnoxious for people listening.
Like, probably.
Coughing into. Sorry about that. I apologize for him. And sorry about my voice. That was maybe a little flat. Not my best.
That was great. I thought it was phenomenal, but I'm just setting the tone
Oh, yeah.
for
No,
the
this is going to
Some
be a
of our
loopy.
equipment is broken, and it's not the electronic equipment.
Oh, yeah. It's us. We're broken. This is gonna be a loopy zoopy doopy episode.
Woo!
We're on a lot of drugs. Let's just tell you what's happened in the last 7 days. What?
Legal pharmaceutical over-the-counter drugs.
Right.
Just remind people.
Yes.
Lots of decongestants
a lot
and
of
things.
decongestants. You know, we're on all the vitamins: the D's, the C's, the E's, F, G.
We made up
H,
some
I,
letters.
L, M, N, O, P's. So what's happened in the last 7 days, James? What has transpired? First of all, I don't even really know. The last 7 days have been a blur. Like, I feel like
I want to hear it
I
from
went
your
into a
perspective.
black
Like,
hole.
let's start with, we did the podcast, then it was Monday, then it was Halloween. Why don't you take us through your journey, starting with Halloween?
I will. So, obviously, you saw the Halloween our outfits, fire flames, went over great.
People
Great
loved it.
reception. People were loving it.
Good.
It was great. Then, it was Halloween night, and I already was like feeling a little like I had the sniffles. Like, we both had talked about it, how we both kind of had a little bit of the
A
sniffles.
little bit peaked.
Yeah. And I had a little bit of a headache, and I just felt a little off.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're handing out candy. If you saw, we did get some great little scares.
Oh,
As
you
I
did.
mentioned, we
It
had a
was
great turnout.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, we love I just love Halloween, and it's so fun. All the kids were very respectful this year. No felons.
We went through 4 bags of
We went
candy.
through 4 bags of candy, but no one stole any pumpkins. All the children were well behaved. The next day, Wednesday morning, I wake up. Well, actually, technically, I wake up at like 3 in the morning. Like, the worst sore throat, like basically like can't feel like I can't breathe, coughing up a lung, was horrible headache, and started to have really bad body aches. And I would say the body aches were the culprit of this flu. So I immediately am chugging water, trying to take, it's also the middle of the night, so I couldn't really take anything really. So I just tried to sleep it off. But I woke up finally at 9, and I was like, I am dead. I don't there's something, my lungs just felt like, I was lack of, what's the word I'm looking for?
You couldn't inflate
Shortness
them?
of breath. Yes, shortness.
Shortness of breath.
And I just had a horrible sore throat, and I was like, fuck, we have to leave for Fiji in less than a week. So I luckily, shout out to Blue Cross Blue Shield, my insurance. Not sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield, but they have virtual doctors. And within 20 minutes, I had a doctor on the phone. And he was like, well, there's only so much, obviously, we can do. I was I don't know if there was Theraflu or something, I don't know. But at least something for the cough, which is what he ended up giving me.
Yeah.
It was some cough medicine to help with the coughing. And I just tried to sleep it off most of the day Wednesday. I was like, please just let this be a day thing. Let this not be let this just be a 24-hour bug. Thursday, and I did have a fever that day too. Wednesday I had it was 101, or it was 100.
It was close to 101.
Yeah, it was close to 101.
It was up there.
Thursday was hell. That Thursday, I don't remember. Thursday, Friday, Saturday I do, but Thursday, Friday I are blacked out. Because the headache was so bad. I have not had a headache that also went to my neck. I just could not get comfortable. The body aches, it was my ribs and my lower back. I felt like I had literally been hit by a car. It was, I just could not get comfortable. thank God for modern day medicine.
Lots of modern day medicine.
Thank God. I also had some Ativan, which like I was just like starting to get panic attacks because I was just like in my own like my brain was just all over the place. Shout out to my anti-anxiety meds. And like, again, thank God I had the time and space. Like I really didn't have to, like, there's a million things I did, of course, like anyone, but it was like, thank God I did have, like the room to just like pass out and sleep it off. Pretty much all day Thursday, Friday, I was dead to the world, slept off
You didn't
all
move.
day. And like, what was also so weird is like, like the hot and cold feeling.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was like, I was so like, I kept telling you, I'd be like, can you turn up the heat? Because I'm freezing. But I would be sweating through my shirts. But it was more like Prue is like literally playing with her toy. Sorry if you can hear squeaking in the background. But it was like my inner core was on fire, but my extremities were freezing. So it was like my hands and my feet were freezing, but like
Everything
my
in the middle was
core,
super warm.
yeah.
That's where you were.
So
That's where the immune system was fighting off
yeah,
the
and so
infection.
the only way to like make myself feel better was literally googling like why do I have like why do I feel like this? And it was interesting, like we were talking about it, that one of the main reasons, obviously you get a fever, it is your body fighting off the infection.
Yep.
Is a big sign of your body fighting it off. Also, when you get body aches is because your body is sending so many white blood cells out that it inflames your joints and it can like cause the body aches.
Everything hurts to move.
Yeah.
It's just like when you sprain an ankle, it hurts to move that ankle because everything's swollen.
Yeah.
And the nerves are telling you, don't move.
Right.
Your nervous system saying, stop it.
Yeah. Literally. So I couldn't even like, anytime I remember last having the flu or like when we were having COVID, it was like there were like some of the days like I could at least like read or like watch TV. I could not even like I would turn on my laptop and I would have to shut off because it just like hurt my eyes. Like it was like a migraine on top of it all, like where you're just like couldn't even open my eyes. It hurt to open my eyes.
I was shocked because I stayed home more. I was coming to check on you frequently, and I was shocked to not find you like at least having some stupid show on in the background,
Yeah.
right?
No.
Some movie that you put on that you just fall asleep to. You didn't have a thing on
I
ever.
was dead.
You were out for 48 plus hours or more.
My Whoop, like I was, if you guys know of like it's like I don't even know what the technical name for it, but it's like a Fitbit plus an Apple Watch.
It's like a health tracker.
Health tracker, yeah, I guess that's what the name for it is. And it like measures like where your body, like your body battery basically is, like how much strain you have left in the day, like how much stress, where depending on your sleep and all these other factors. And I was at like, I think my lowest was at like 5 or maybe 3% at one point.
Was it Tuesday or when? It was Wednesday that you showed me in the morning
Yeah.
that you were at 10% still.
Yeah.
I had never seen you at 10%. The coolest part of the Whoop thing is the recovery thing. I love the recovery thing you have.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I'd never seen you below, like, you were at 20% one time, but that was after like 5 shows in a row and we went out drinking the night before.
And I think it was the lowest I was thinking before that. I think it was at like 30. It was like 30 or
30,
40.
and that was after 5 shows in a row and drinking a bunch.
Yeah.
And you were lower than that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, yeah. I mean, and it was just, I mean, what I would not wish that upon my worst enemy. That is like
You were
the
trooper.
worst feeling.
You came up with quite a little over the counter knock yourself out cocktail though.
I did. And also thank God for GoPuff. Like again, not sponsored, but like obsessed. GoPuff, if you don't have a GoPuff in your area, I'm so sorry for you, but it is the best. It's like I have like the monthly subscription, which I think is like $5 a month. And then pretty much anything you would get at a convenience store, you can get shipped to your house. Normally it's within like their like rule is like in 20 minutes or less. But like a lot of the times, like the distribution center, I think is really close to where we live. And 10 minutes, things will show up on my, it's crazy how fast
Such a
things will go.
smart little
It's
entity.
so smart. So thank God. So anytime like tons of Pedialyte, like any types of like vitamin C, like, all the drugs.
You were getting
I
packages of things.
literally
I mean,
every day I ordered like any of those little like vitamin C shots, those immunity. Like I was just like one of everything. I literally would go to like the cold and flu. I was like one. It's like someone help me.
you were all over it. It was great.
Please, baby Jesus, take me away. Oh my God. But I did make it out. Yesterday I was starting to feel really like a lot better. My, obviously fever had tempered off yesterday.
Yeah, I remember you like yelled down, "My fever broke."
I know. I was like, finally, my fever was like at a normal. And I could like actually keep down food.
True.
And then today I actually like feel really good.
You've had tons of energy today.
Yeah,
You've been
I've had
great.
really great energy. I like don't want to totally overdo it. And of course, we leave tomorrow. But at this point, we're just gonna get a good night's sleep tonight. I am like still pounding all the liquids, the vitamins. I would go get an IV, but I'm
You're
terrified.
traumatized from the experience before.
Like this would be a scenario where that'd be so amazing to go get an IV and like just get loaded up
Right
on.
before the flight.
Yeah. But that bastard, that rat bastard, fucked
He
me
gave you
over.
he gave
I
you
still
the
will never like that was so
he
traumatizing.
gave you the needle tracks.
You did. That like really fucked with me. Um but anyways, so we
So
leave tomorrow.
that was our week.
So that was our week. And how are you feeling? I know literally that was the one thing. Like, thank God you were here to just like take care of the animals. And like I was saying to him, I'm like, thank God. I don't know how people do this with kids. Like if you get this sick, I mean, luckily, hopefully you have family near or like you have to have friends to come help out.
Yeah.
Because it's like because you started to feel a little bit, under the weather too at one point.
Thursday, Friday especially. Thursday was starting. Friday, Saturday were rough for me. Saturday was yesterday. I'm still
Yeah.
my
you're still-
energy's low.
Yeah, and you're still stuffed up. Yeah.
No, I'm fine.
Fine. So yeah, so we're just hoping for the best. Also, we do what's so wild about this trip to Fiji is so we fly out of JFK, obviously JFK to LAX. We get to LAX and we fly then the flight from LAX to Fiji is direct. But that flight is 11 hours. So we leave LAX at like, I think it's like 10 o'clock, let's say 10 p.m.
Yeah.
So we leave 10 p.m., 10 p.m. out of LAX, November 6th. We get into Fiji November 8th at like 6 a.m.
Reverse time travel, the bad kind.
So we like
lose a
literally
day.
go for it in time. And what's crazy, like if like I know some people I was like trying to explain this on my stories and people are like that just like made my brain hurt. We basically are going to be like 17 hours ahead. But like during the day, like you'll notice we're like 7 hours behind technically.
7 hours behind, but a whole day.
But technically a whole
Yeah.
day. Yeah, so like,
Can I say something for the record?
yes,
Because
for
we're
the record.
traveling about not testing positive for COVID, so that if people are out there listening, they're like, "You're going to get on a plane, James, like this."
Yes.
I
No.
tested negative,
Yes.
so everything's
Negative.
fine.
And we're like I was gonna say too. I was like I'm gonna bring masks too.
Just in case.
Yeah, just to be super extra safe.
Yeah.
But like even past this point, we would be. It would be day 7.
Yeah.
So I think it would be fine anyways. I don't know, but yeah, we're being extra cautious, and I lost my train of
Masks,
thought.
washing hands. We'll bring some sanitizer.
Yes, all the things. Oh, but it's just crazy that like that we're gonna be 17 hours ahead, but yeah, to you guys it'll feel like we're 7 hours behind. And then we leave the day of my birthday. So the day of my birthday is gonna be like the longest day of my life.
Because it's literally your birthday, which is great for you.
like 36
It's
hours.
your birthday's gonna be
Because we leave on my birthday and it's so funny, like we leave Fiji at like 11 a.m. and we get into LAX at like noon.
Yep.
So, and we would have already, it's just funny. So crazy how the world works, isn't it,
It's
James?
got to be a time cut off somewhere.
I know, and it's
And
like
we're
right where
crossing it.
Fiji, yeah. And that's like where Fiji is. How crazy. And for those who don't know where Fiji is, Fiji's basically like between Hawaii and Australia.
Yes.
Like it's in that part of the world.
I
It's a
think
little bit
closer to
southern.
Australia.
Yeah, it's a little bit more southern. Yeah, but it's like, we're like another couple hours past Hawaii. So Hawaii vibes, but a little more southern. And there's a lot of cultural components to Fiji, which I hope to show. And we are going to, as a teaser, there's a village that you can visit, and like they do like a ceremony with kava, which I'm obsessed with kava.
You love kava.
Like how funny, like it is. Kava's from Fiji, like it originates from Fiji.
Oh damn.
Like that's where they like found and created this like drink out of this plant that comes from Fiji. And I'm obsessed with this. This is something that I've taken for anxiety. I've posted about it too. But it's just funny that we're going to the place and we're going to do like an actual like kava ceremony, like with the locals, and like drink
This
the
is
local
gonna be
kava.
so cool. I don't even know some of this stuff yet.
I know James doesn't even know. Like I I like it to be a surprise.
I'm fine with this.
I like it to be a surprise. So anyway, so it's going to be amazing. Obviously, the next podcast episode then that we do, I'm going to bring everything with us. We'll bring the cameras too, because I feel like in Fiji you're going to have to see.
Yeah. We'll be on location.
Yeah, we will be on location. And I'll bring the camera this time so you guys, we'll get a little bit of the backdrop. But prayers that we stay healthy, prayers that the flights go well and we get there okay, and we can't wait to share everything with you guys. So it'll be really fun. Anyways, to get into the episode, to go off a little bit there, I felt like you needed a little catch up because I feel like I also like it is crazy like being offline. Like I couldn't even be on my phone because my head hurt so much.
Ooh,
Like I
that's
haven't even
weird.
been on TikTok. So like
What?
yeah, like so
Are
I
you
feel like
okay?
so behind. I'm like, do people know who I am? Like, did I disappear? Am I gone? Do people forget about me?
Also, daylight savings time. It is so
Oh
weird
my
that it's like
God.
5:15 right now on a Sunday. It is dark out.
Pitch.
It feels weird.
Pitch.
Every year we go through this. It's like, this is strange.
I know, and it always
It'll help us get to sleep earlier though.
it will. And it actually helps us because Fiji doesn't have daylight savings. So it would have been 8 hours difference.
This is helping us. It's
Yeah.
all aligned.
It's all aligned. Also, Tony Robbins never got back to us. Rude.
I'm surprised about that.
I know. I did DM Tony Robbins because I think we had mentioned this. Tony Robbins has a place in Fiji.
Yes.
And I was like, how crazy would it be if we reached out to Tony Robbins, or we were like, hey, like we literally met at your conference 10 years ago. Like, let us come on your island.
Why don't you just invite us over?
And like, I'm sure he doesn't watch. Like, I'm sure at this point, like he has someone that monitors it. And like, who knows? Like, I don't even know if they actually read it. But I put it out there. But
he has a
did not
resort
respond.
there too. No, he has a place, but
Right.
he does have
Well, that's
a
what I thought.
resort
You can like
of some kind. I don't know the.
I think you have to
details.
be invited though, and oh, bless you. I think you have to be invited though, and have to be like on the list in order to like
Makes
really.
sense.
But anyways, kind of a loopy doopy episode for you guys. We do have a weird news story. Oh, also, did you watch anything since we were separated? Because I was trying to make sure you didn't get sick.
Fortunately, I didn't get as sick.
Yeah. Did you watch anything weird or good down there?
I did watch one thing that I enjoyed. Remember
What?
when we watched the Arnold Schwarzenegger thing and you liked it?
Yeah.
Well, they did one on Sylvester Stallone.
Oh,
which is very similar to Arnold's. And the funny part here's the weird thing about it.
What?
In Arnold's,
Yeah.
Sly Stallone said, I just couldn't keep up with Arnold. And in Arnold's, he says, I just couldn't keep up with Sly Stallone. It's like they interviewed it at the exact same time and they knew
Too
this stuff was coming
funny.
out. It was pretty well done. But I
That's
love those guys.
cute.
Those guys were icons of my childhood
Are they
beyond
friends now?
I mean, they don't hate each other by any means. They say
Yeah,
very
they
nice
just like
things. I
hang
don't know
out.
if they like hang out. They've done some movies together, The Expendables,
Yeah, yeah,
which was
yeah.
Sly Stallone's idea. So, yeah.
Cute.
It was a really good movie. If you want to learn more about an actor that it's it's really a come from nothing story. It
Yeah.
is. He came from a very abusive childhood. He wrote no one ever hired him as an actor. Nobody ever wanted to. He
Yeah.
literally had to like force his way in there. He
Hmm.
wrote like I think he wrote hundreds of different types of scripts before he ever really hit it with Rocky. Like
Huh.
it's a really good never give up
Yeah,
story.
inspo.
Well, Rocky's literally about him.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I remember that.
yeah,
We had watched that at one point. It's
I
been a
love
while.
Rocky.
I mean, a classic,
I could watch it
cult
anytime.
classic. Anyway, so we do have a weird story. Obviously, we have some weird secrets for you guys, of course. But this is kind of like a follow up weird news. This caught my eye because we kind of were just talking about this about what causes, or scientists have revelations about what causes deja vu. They finally might have the answer. And we were talking about this, about like weird bodily things that like our body does. And of course, deja vu is something that what, we looking for Prue?
Just looking at the dog.
Oh, Prue, she's finally asleep. Um, that over 70% of people do feel the effect of at some point in their life. But it's just always like, why does it happen? And it was always this thing that like people just really don't know. Like a lot of people, like there really is a consensus that people just really are not sure. Um, but there's this new doctor, Dr. Haviz, who has started to put together some information, or like basically compiled a bunch of studies and has given his, like, what he includes will be like these, like there's certain conditions that would cause deja vu. They're always, so he says, many people, or some certain medical conditions and neurological conditions too that can cause deja vu. Okay, a couple of them are like kind of easy to guess, which anxiety or stress, which obviously,
Stress is pretty much involved in everything.
yeah, that was one that we, I think, had mentioned last time. Anxiety or stress sometimes can cause people to have distortions in perception and a sense of unreality, which can include deja vu like feelings, or like when you're like kind of daydreaming and then you are not sure if it was a real or not, a real image or not. Then also they're also my brain. Um, like some other like neurological conditions like schizophrenia may also have a lot of deja vu. People with epilepsy might have a lot more of deja vu effects. And also it could be a warning sign that a seizure is about to occur. People who have more migraines, they also say can cause deja vu like sensations. And it can be as like a part of an onset before a headache. So like sometimes some of these can be like warning,
Deja
as
vu
like
can be a little bit of a warning.
yeah, that your brain is like overloaded. And then there's also like a medical like temporal lobe epilepsy. It's kind of the other like specific medical conditions, but those are like the biggest ones that they like kind of have sourced down to, so they can say like one of those will be the cause of it.
Got it.
I feel like it was a good follow up.
It's a great follow up.
Did you say that you experienced deja vu?
Oh yeah, I have.
You have.
Yeah.
So do you have epilepsy? Do you have stress? What's your
I don't
issue?
know when I don't I was when you were talking about it, I was thinking about have I ever had something that followed the deja vu?
Yeah.
And it's usually not. I think it's more of a daydreaming thing
Yeah.
for me.
That's what, like, sometimes I'm like, did I dream it?
Yeah, that's exactly. That's more what it is for me. It's like,
Yeah.
wait a second.
Did I dream this before?
Yeah, that's what it is for
Do you
me.
know what deja vu makes me think of?
What?
What movie? Guess what movie deja vu makes me think of?
Inception?
Nope. Did we talk about this already? I think we did.
We probably did. Or are we having deja
What's
vu?
the one? We're having deja vu. Deja vu. Deja vu on deja vu on deja vu. What's the one? Life's a simulation. Why can I not think of the name?
Matrix?
Yes.
Matrix.
I don't know if we talked about that.
I
how
think we
that's-
did before.
Yeah. Because like they would see a deja vu and that was a symptom.
That was a or that
was a warning.
warning that the bots were coming, or
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, so maybe like they were trying to tell us something.
They probably were.
Deja vu is a warning. Watch out, you guys. It's a warning. So, anyways, that's your weird news for the day. And James, anything else you'd like to share? How are you feeling over there? You hanging in there?
I'm hanging in.
You still doing okay?
Yeah, we're fine. We're overplaying it a
We're
little
dying.
bit. We did a lot of work today. We got a lot done.
We did do a lot today.
Yeah.
We had to do like 5 days of work basically in one
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
day.
We had to get a bunch of stuff done in one day.
Yeah. All right. It is that time of the episode for secret. Brought to you by no one. Well,
Am I supposed to
sponsored by
scream
no.
it?
I don't know.
We're so sorry. You're getting the raw episode here.
It's not brought to you by SpeakPipe. SpeakPipe doesn't sponsor shit.
I know. That's why I wasn't gonna
I got
scream it.
confused. I was just trying to be. It was just a joke because most people like have like a big sponsor to be like, see, you get it sponsored by like
I thought of something I can follow up on though.
what?
During when we were
Oh
talking
my
about
God,
Halloween,
yes,
we were going to talk about the Catholic Church, perhaps during the Roman Empire, did of course kind of take over other holidays. Well, when I was diving into this, I still have to follow up further. This is a web that traces back to literally every culture throughout the world, and they all celebrate it around the same time. And I
Yeah.
need to find out more. I'm going to
When
find
the
out
veil
more
is the
and share it.
thinnest. It's when the veil's the thinnest.
And I want to find out
I
why.
don't. Well, I was doing a little bit of research too, and a lot of people but this is hard too because not everyone has autumn at that time of year, but like it was the
No.
autumn phase, of like going from autumn to it was like a big time change, but it's like a season change, but like
Everyone goes through a seasonal change at this time.
right, but it's not, if you're in Australia, but I guess Australia doesn't really celebrate it. Someone that called in and said Australia doesn't really celebrate it.
Not Halloween, but they might have
Like some sort of
some
celebration
sort of
at that time.
there's some celebration of like death and that sort of thing in I found cultures throughout the world and in no way are related to each other and not even necessarily related to say if an empire took over and imparted some of what they do on that, right? That's common throughout history, not just the Roman Empire, not just the English,
Yep.
like any throughout history, they take people over, you get taken over and they assimilate their culture on them, right?
Yep.
This goes deep. I'm intrigued to find out more. And it wasn't a long research before today. I thought I'd be able to find it, but that's when now it's like I need to find
Something's
more.
up.
I gotta find more. Yeah.
Something's up. If someone knows,
It's one of those big commonalities of humanity that literally might trace back 100,000 years, right? How nerdy can I go? Because now I do have something weird that I love to watch.
what?
So, of course, recently, within the last 15 or so years, they found another offshoot of what might have been one of our earliest ancestors, or maybe even an offshoot of us called, we're Homo sapiens. It was called Homo nideli. I believe I brought them up on an episode, one of the first ever ones. And what was unique about this is they were not human like, and they probably were an offshoot and not necessarily just an ancestor back when there was probably breeding going on between Neanderthals, what became humans, like all these different human like. If you believe in this sort of stuff, if you don't, you can turn it off. But
No, don't turn it
don't
off.
turn it off. But
James,
you can just think about something else.
think about something else.
Think about deja vu. And
think about deja vu.
what they found is this Homo naledi actually practiced burial, right? Like a burial ritual. like
Okay.
burying their dead.
Yep.
This was not something that had ever been found before in a
Well, what
species
else are you
this
gonna do with
old.
a body?
But
It's
that's
not
the
many
thing.
things.
What do animals do with it? They
Ew,
just leave it,
sickos.
right?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say eat it.
No. Well, yeah, that too. But they leave it, right?
Huh?
This was one of the earliest found known. It's like 230,000 years old or something. And
What?
now the reason I'm bringing this up is if they were taking care of the dead back then, does
Mm.
this connect to that more spiritual side of what eventually became humans where we are
Dun
now?
dun
That's how old
dun.
this thing could be. Now
That's how old this thing could be.
this is
Death
completely
follows
random
us
James
all.
just connecting crap I've seen recently, but we'll see
Crap.
if there is a line.
James connecting crap he's seen
Yep,
recently.
that's just me throwing ideas out there. This has very little
Well, the thing
science.
is,
This
like,
has very little science connecting Homo naledi to
Homo naledi.
Halloween.
Homo naledi, your
But what I'm
mom.
saying is we were practicing that 200, I think it was 230,000 years ago. So
Wow, that's
that's crazy.
fascinating, James. Thank you
Very
for sharing
fascinating.
that. But I just like what else were they do with the dead? You know what I mean? Like option A, bury it. Option 2, leave it. Option 3, eat it.
But it
Option 4,
wasn't
burn
just
it.
bury. It
It was
was
like
ceremonial.
flowers. Yeah. Okay. 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 Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. 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 Okay.
different.
Interesting. Interesting. Those Neanderthals.
No, Homo naledi.
Homonoleti.
Totally
What? Oh
different than
my.
Neanderthals.
Oh my God. Hey Zeus. Hey Zeus. Someone take us out to pasture. Put us out. Right, James? All right. Anyways, where were we going with this? We were going to secrets. I don't know how we got to this place, but we were going to secrets.
This is
And
an unhinged
secrets.
episode.
Secrets. If you want to leave us a secret, back. Oh, this is where we were going. It's not sponsored by anyone, but if you want to leave us a secret, you can go to.
Speak
That's speakpipe.com/weird and proud pod. Leave us a secret. Leave us a weird one. Tell us something weird. Tell us why everyone celebrates the Day of the Dead.
I want to know more
Dead
about this.
people on October 31st ish time frame. Tell us why my armpits turned green after I had deodorant on tanning today.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Tell me why we all just love each other? That's my other question. Why can't we all just love, 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 love and love,
Your brain is up there today, isn't it?
love, love, love? We're going on a vacation. I kept saying like I can't tell if this is like the worst or the best time. Like right now, it just feels like we have so much going on. But I feel like once we're there, we're gonna be like, oh my God, like I've never needed anything more in my life. But anyways, I digress. Are you ready for the first secret, James?
Prepared.
Here we go.
So this secret is more of an embarrassing story. When I was 13, I went to an all-girls boarding school for a while, and every afternoon we would have to do chores, and the chores rotated. Well, just before chore time one day, I had to poop. So I go into a bathroom and I do my business, and the toilet won't flush. So I do the only thing I can think of. I grab a wad of toilet paper and scoop out the log. In doing so, half of it breaks off in midair and lands in the trash. I think, score, it's in the trash. You can't really see it because the other thing's in the trash. I run out into the hallway where I don't meet anyone miraculously. And I throw the remaining half of the log into the other toilet and it flushes. And I think, whew, like I've escaped and no one will ever know. Well, later it was my friend Georgie's turn to clean the bathrooms, and we hear a blood-curdling scream, and she's freaking out. Oh my God, someone pooped in the trash, and all the girls start freaking out. Oh my God, who would do that? That's so disgusting. And I just join in. Oh my God, who would do that? That's so gross. Ew. And they're just speculating who could have done it, and I'm terrified that they're going to find out. And I just managed somehow to convince everyone that it was this little kid, a teacher's kid that would hang around the school, and no one really liked her anyways, and she was annoying. I'm like, oh my God, it must have been her. And they're like, ew, so gross. She's so gross. Why would you do that? And that is my most embarrassing.
Listen, we've all had to scoop a poop.
I would just leave it. I ain't scooping shit.
I know. Well, that's the thing is that like, you just leave it. I feel like now in my life
Especially that's a public restroom. That's somebody else's problem.
yeah,
If it's
true.
here, I'm solving it.
If it's here, you know what? That is the one kind of good thing though, is that like no one really can know who pooped. Like it was who pooped the bed. The Always Sunny.
The It's Always Sunny episode. Yep,
It
yep,
is
yep.
like, like that's the good thing, is that like you can always poop and like no one really will know it was you.
Nope.
You know, you can kind of leave the phantom poop. That was like in college, we had like one of those like almost like prostitute situations. There's like a prostitution ring. Like in New Hampshire, it's like a prostitution ring of like more than 4 girls live together or something like that.
Totally different view on your college days.
I might be totally making this up, but like this was like also like a rumor, and like that we all just like laughed about. That there was like an old law in New Hampshire that like if more than 4 women lived together,
Oh, that
it
wouldn't
was a
shock me at
brothel.
all.
It was considered a
It wouldn't
brothel.
shock me at all.
So there was like 6 of us. So like we were like we called it the brothel because it was just, it also like for 6 girls to live together is such a horrible idea. And someone left like this huge ass shit in the toilet, like the most disgusting. And it was always like the phantom, like we never knew who, like you just will never know.
Such
That's
a
kind
good
of
mystery.
it is. And we were like always, because it was so, and that's what always is, like everyone's like it was so gross, but like we all do shit, like at the end of the day, like you also take shits like that too, like
The best thing you can do in those situations is say less. Like in her story,
right, the more you act out sometimes.
it's kind of the same as the
Yeah,
he or she who smelt it dealt it.
yeah.
In her story, this is where I would have, like, now that we've watched enough crime shows. When I was 13, I probably could have picked up on it, but she's
Yeah.
the one who pointed a finger at another person.
Right.
There's the culprit right away.
Right.
You would have known.
Right.
Right?
True. So yeah, next time just play
Just
cool.
play cool.
Play
No.
cool. Next time you shit and you gotta move it into a trash, just play cool. Play cool. All right, James, are you ready for the next one?
Prepared.
Hi, Sam and James. I'm just listening to your new episode, and we just bought a house from 1910, and I definitely did feel that there was a ghost when we first moved in. I had a Reiki session with a lady, and yes, there was in fact a ghost, and she was the former housekeeper, Nanny. She came to me in a dream the first night we spent here. And she told my Reiki lady that she knew we wanted to start a family. We've been trying for over a year, and she wanted to stick around to help us raise the babies. Um, as cool as that is, she, however, did pass on. We did not really want her staying here. She was welcome. She was super warm and welcoming when we first moved in, but she has passed on. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Interesting.
Like a positive ghost experience.
Right. Like, like that would be kind of comforting.
She has experience. She's got the resume.
She's got a great resume.
She's not going to be
great
busy.
recommendation.
She's not going to like cancel on you.
Nothing else going on.
Nope.
That's like kind of the best case scenario.
I was just going to say,
a nanny for free.
Can you imagine that if somebody came in to like take the baby and they saw a ghost? Your baby,
Right?
that's like
security?
the best security.
Free nanny.
There's a lot of positives here. I would call her back.
Call her back.
And here's the thing. Wait. She's not going to charge you.
That's what I said. Free.
Oh, you did say that.
But yes, she's not going to charge you. Yes, James, that is a very big tip.
I'm more about the scaring factor.
Yeah.
Like,
and then the baby can grow up like knowing about the spiritual world.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that's kind of a win-win-win.
Kids are exposed to all kinds of new things that we were never exposed to as children. This is this is the next level of it.
This is next level.
It's
this
either
is like
alien nannies or ghost nannies.
You want the wokest baby possible. Have it raised by a ghost.
Yep. Did we just write a sitcom?
Honestly, I always had this vision of I'd like written this book and like always had this reoccurring dream that I fall in love with a ghost.
You've told me this one before.
And that was always like my dream was like to have this TV show. Mostly it was inspired by Casper because I was so obsessed with Casper.
You do love that movie.
And I literally was obsessed. So like, like that's like kind of like, yeah, like your whole family can like be like dead and just like be I'm kidding, not dead. But like ghosts. Like ghosts are cool. You know?
Like a phantom poop.
Like a phantom poop.
Just let it be.
Just
Don't
let it
disturb it.
be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Anyways, where it happened? Where are we?
We're doing
what time is it?
secrets. We're doing
Secrets,
the podcast.
Right. Anyways, that is a really cool story. I know, technically Halloween's over, but I thought that was
a great story.
That was a really cool story. And keep us posted. Let us know.
Yeah,
how
did you
everything
hire?
goes. Yeah, let us. Yeah.
After we've listed all
go?
the advantages?
How could you not? All right, are you ready for the last secret? Here we go.
Hello, Sam and James. So kind of a fun fact about me. We have witches in our family. We're descendants of witches that were burned at the stake at the Salem witch trials. And when I first got my period, it was a full moon on Halloween night. So what does that say about me? Love your podcast, guys.
Whoa.
So many more questions.
Yeah, I know. Wait, you're just going to leave
You're
us?
going to leave us hanging
You're
there?
going to leave us hanging?
You're leaving us hanging with a period on Halloween? A literal,
and then what happened?
A literal blood full moon?
Yeah, a literal blood full moon.
Thank you for sharing that personal story, by the way.
Yes.
That was very nice.
And more like, so are you a witch?
What have
How'd
you
you know?
noticed? Like,
Yeah, do you do witchy things? Does your tampon like dance in the moonlight?
what did you take before this? My questions would have been, have you noticed anything? Like, are you able to have a glimpse into the future, like premonitions? Or
Deja vu.
like the opposite. Yeah, like not just deja vu. That's like seeing it again, but
right.
knowing that something's going to happen.
Knowing.
Or the opposite, when you're cooking, does like all of a sudden did you accidentally make a potion and kill somebody?
I think she would know that.
Are you able to? Just throwing stuff out there. I don't know.
Or
are you able to like turn? Can you like put a rat tail on someone you don't like who's picking on you?
Or maybe in the early 1600s, did you put what do they call it? Oh, a trick when they put a
spell?
A spell.
Were you trying to think of the word spell?
Did you put a spell on a man named Zachary Binks and turn him into a podcast?
How did I know Hocus Pocus was going to get tied into this?
Zachary Binks.
Her dream ghost.
Zachary Binks. Wait, Zachary Binks. Oh my god, yeah, that also is another dream ghost.
I still hope she calls with a follow-up.
I feel like that was like what was the problem is like all for millennial women, it was just like hot boy ghosts. A lot of hot boy ghosts. Where are all the hot boy ghosts? Where have all the hot boy ghosts gone?
Thank you for calling in.
Oh,
I want to hear more about the witch stuff.
I need to hear more about the witch stuff. You really left us hanging dry. You really left us on a
even details about your family or similarities that you may have.
Yeah, do you want to go to Salem? Have you been to Salem? We went. Well, actually, you didn't go. I forgot.
It's okay.
You had to work.
We'll go some other time.
Yeah, like where's the deets? Tell us a spooky story. But that about does it for the weird secrets. If you want to leave us a weird secret, you can call in too. speakpipe.com/weird-and-proud-pod. Again, it's always anonymous. You can leave up to a minute and 30 seconds, maybe a little more if they're feeling generous. It's really easy. I'll put it right into the description of the podcast. You can also type it in, hit record, bing, bang, bada, boom. And you're basically famous, kind of, anonymously, in your own special way. Not really.
I was just going to let you keep going right there.
But you guys, officially, the next time you see us, we will be in Fiji, Bahamas, Fiji, pretty mama. Fiji's not in that song, huh?
No. It's
Damn.
about the Caribbean islands. Like the Florida Keys and all those islands over there.
Got it. I need to literally be like hit by a car.
It
For real.
might be nighty night time.
Time to go to bed. We love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sorry, this was just a loopy doopy zoopy loopy girl. It was kind of a crazy one though, you know? It was like you never know what you're gonna get. But
It was fun as usual.
it was fun as usual.
And we love
you
you
guys.
guys.
And we love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening.
You're
Yes.
the best. And we'll see you in Fiji. Love